learn how to apply gel polish. Most of them you can put base coat on. I don't use base coat with this brand because you don't need to. So you'd shape whatever shape your client would ask. Or you'd ask them, I should say. And take off any of the shiny layer, because leaving it on, it's not going to adhere properly, and it's just going to peel a lot quicker. So I'm going to pop a primer on, which I've not got. I've left it down there. Could you possibly pass me that off the desk, please? Yeah. So it's going to dehydrate your nail so that anything that you put on top after that is going to stick a lot better than what it would if you applied polish to an oily nail. And literally just let it air dry. You don't need to set it, nothing, just let it dry. By the time normally you've done 10, the first one's dry.
Is it similar to a fast bond?
Yeah, similar, yeah. Pretty much the same. They'll either say primer, dehydrator, bond, anything really. But you'd go all 10, and then by the time you've done the 10, you go back to the first and it's fine. And then you can take your colour. If you're using a system where you put base coat on, you put your base coat on, set it, then go into your colour. So with gel polish, with normal polish they tell you 3-5 strokes. Gel polish you can play with slightly more. However, you only ever put it on thinly. So as I put it on, I push it into the cuticle and just pull it back. Pinching the nail and going down the sides. And just making sure you've got a nice thin coverage all over. And then you're going to pop it in the lamp. You'd rather have 3 thin layers than 1 thick layer and it not cure.
How many seconds is that on for?
This lamp, I'm not quite sure. I'd put it in for 60 as a rule. Most lamps have got a little clock at the top and you're going to hit the 60 button.
What also could happen if you put on the layers too thick?
It's going to burn your nail.
Okay, what else could happen?
Mine, it crumples inside.
Okay, so it will have a little air bubbles inside the polish if you apply it too thickly. So we apply it thinly and build up the layers in thin layers to make sure that it doesn't bubble up and it's a perfect nail as the outcome.
Sometimes you get like a line across and it crinkles right down the centre. Does this lamp turn itself off?
No.
And you've not got a blue sky lamp there offer to match your polish. You can have any.
You can have any lamp, yeah.
Do you work with an LED or a bulb?
No,
Personally.
with LED.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I've got.
If you've got a bulb one, you'll need to change the bulbs every so often.
And then second layer, I'm going to put it on in the middle, push it in because you want a nice semicircle round in the cuticle. So if you push it in with your brush, using your brush as the semicircle, you'll get a nice edge down by the cuticle as close as you can. And drag off any excess. Some lamps, depending on put that back in place, depending on how thick you apply it, or some lamps can do it with different gels. You can get a heat spike. So if you get a heat spike in your nail, get them to take the hand out, then pop it back in.
Scientific name for that?
Don't know.
Exothermic reaction.
There you go.
So you know that point it feels really hot.
Yeah, you'll feel it. It feels like your
Burns.
fingers burning, and
Right.
you'll know if your client's got it because they'll pull it out probably before you get a chance to notice.
What could that be a cause of? The exothermic reaction.
Thin nails. It
Yep.
can be some people who've got eczema or psoriasis around their fingers. They can get it.
Can it be
Damaged
if you
nails.
overfile?
Yeah, if you overfile, or people sometimes use electric drills too much, and then you'll get heat spike.
And it could also be with a new lamp as well. If you've got a brand new lamp and your client puts their hand in and that's the first time you've used it, because the bulbs or the LED haven't got used to the actual atmosphere, it will burn the nail.
And then I'm going to go in again with this colour with a third coat. Darker colours you can normally get away with 2 because it's more coverage. And I'm going to go in with this with 3 and just tidy up all around the edge, the cuticle, making sure you cap in the free edge as well, because you haven't capped the free edge with gel polish, that's where you'll get the peeling and they won't last as long. So always make sure if you
You
can.
have to cap on.
I always
the
cap on
last-
the last one, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Cool, waiting for this lamp malarkey.
I know.
Pain in the bum.
I wish there was a timer. Some
Oh,
people
time
freeze
to
cure,
cure,
so
yeah.
sometimes when you're doing
I'm
different
fine with
nail arts, if you want to just freeze cure it, stick it in for 10, 20, 30 seconds, take it out to carry on with your nail art, you can do that as well.
You've got 20 seconds left.
Have I?
Mm-hmm.
Pass me your hand, please. And then when it's done with the 3 coats, making sure you've tidied all your areas, you're going to go in with your top coat. And this as well needs to be capping on the free edge, making sure you're not flooding your side walls, and making sure you've gone right down to the cuticle where you've polished. Reset that again for me, please.
Is yours a wipe off?
Yeah.
We haven't got any wipe off, have we?
Oh no, mine's no wipe off, so it'll
Okay,
be
that's fine.
set. You would afterwards normally have gel polish, wipe off solution, take the sticky layer off, or you can have top coat that you don't need to do that with.
Do you remember the name of the sticky layer?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, are you asking me? No.
Sticky layer.
Inhibition layer, okay?
I thought you was asking
layer,
these.
no. The sticky layer is the inhibition layer, okay?
Do you have a preference to?
Top coats?
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer using no wipe top coat.
Is there any different in the finish?
I think you get a nicer finish from that than you do a normal top
Does
coat.
it mean no wipe?
So you don't have to wipe it afterwards.
Just clean it up with
You don't have to wipe
You
it
don't
at all.
have to.
As soon as it's set in the
Should-
lamp, it won't be
That's it.
sticky.
Yeah, should
What
be
do
done.
you prefer, Katie?
I prefer using the wipe it off, if I'm honest.
Mm.
But only because then I can wipe off the nail as a nice finish.
Yeah.
But it's preference.
Yeah.
You always right to use all of the same products.
Always, yeah. I never mix different products because you just can't guarantee that they're going to last as long, that they're not going to chip, they're not going to peel.
Same.
I always make sure everything is always the same. And then that should be nice and dry.
Okay.
And then I'd just go round and just make sure there's none down the sides. And pop some cuticle oil on.
Perfect.
Yeah?
Mm.